Hey everybody, I'm here and I'm going to do the controversial parenting tag. Jaden's in the background watching cartoons, so hopefully you can't hear it too loudly in the background. And Coralie is on the bed sleeping, so hopefully she stays asleep while I try to do this. So first off, before I begin, I just want to quickly say that this video isn't to offend anybody, and it's totally cool and fine if you disagree with me or if our opinions or views differ, because every parent parents a little differently and believes a little differently, and the world would be a boring place if we all believed and did the exact same things. So just because I'm expressing my views and opinions doesn't mean they're the right views or opinions. Okay. And I'm going to have to grab her because she is, I don't know if she's going to stay asleep. So, first one, pro-life versus pro-choice. I am very much pro-choice. I believe that the decision to have an abortion should be the woman's decision. She should be able to decide what she does with her own body. No one should force her to do something that she doesn't want to do. It needs to be her choice. With that being said, I personally would never get an abortion ever. If I found myself in a difficult situation where I got pregnant and couldn't take care of the baby, or if I got raped, or for whatever reason, if I got pregnant with a baby that I just could not have and raise, then I would put that baby up for adoption. Let me go grab her because she's crying. Oh, I think she scratched her little face. Okay, that is my views on that. Next one is baby wearing. If you've seen my videos, you know that I like to baby wear. But I didn't start until Jaden was a toddler, and once he was a toddler, I started learning more about baby wearing, and I would carry him in a boba toddler carrier, and I would carry him in a woven wrap. And now that little miss is here, I've carried her in a boba wrap, which is like a Moby wrap for those of you who don't know, and the Ergo with the infant insert. So I do like to baby wear. I enjoy it, but I can only do it for short periods of time because I found that it hurts my back if I try to do it for too long. So I still really like strollers. So I only baby wear if it's going to be for short periods of time and it's not going to be too long of a time period. For the longer time periods, I still really enjoy the convenience of a stroller and having, you know, both my hands and my whole entire body free for certain situations. Next one, circumcision. Okay, I am against circumcision now, but with that being said, Jaden is circumcised. I had him when I was really young, and I didn't know any better. I didn't know any different either. It's something that I did not spend a single second researching or really even thinking about it. I didn't think about it because all my family, my friends, every male that I ever have came that I know, like on a personal level, has been circumcised. So it's just the norm for me. It was the norm for us. So they're like, do you want to circumcise? I'm like, yeah, duh, of course. Why would I not want to, you know? So I didn't know any better. But now that I'm a little older and I've researched and I know, you know, I know so much more than I did back then. So now I am against it, and I truly believe that it needs to be the male's decision whether or not they want to be circumcised. It was not my decision. It was not Thomas and my decision. It should have been Jaden's decision, and for that I do regret doing it, but I don't like beat myself up over it or anything. But you know, all you can do is learn from your mistakes, and any future sons will remain intact. And Thomas also agrees with me on that. He also thinks that it needs to be the child's decision, and he has looked at all the research that I've done, and he's come to the same conclusion that I've came to. So that's really nice that we're on the same page with that. Adoption. Yeah, adoption's great. I don't know a single person who would say adoption's not great. Actually, me and my sister, my younger sister, were not raised by our biological parents. We were raised by my aunt and uncle, which was my mother's sister, because my real mother and real father were addicted to drugs. My real father was in prison for drug possession and beating people up with a ball bat and just all kinds of really nasty things, and they just weren't in no position to raise me and my younger sister at all. Actually, my mother had 5 children and she didn't raise any of them. Me and my younger sister were raised by my aunt and uncle, whom we call mom and dad, and then my other 3 older siblings were raised by my grandma. So even though we weren't legally adopted, I mean, we pretty much were adopted. So I'm talking, I was just a year old and my sister was not even a year old. We're 14 months apart, so she was just a little thing. So yeah, adoption is great, and I just wish that it wasn't so hard for so many people, and I wish it wasn't so expensive. I don't know if adoption is personally in our future or not, but you never know. You never know where life's going to take you. So, but baby piercing. Okay, this is where I'm probably going to get the most heat for, and where you guys are probably going to be a little shocked by my stance on this. Yes, we will be getting Corali's ears pierced when she turns 3 months old. And the reason for that is, you know, I got mine pierced when I was a baby. And it's not cutting off a functioning body part like circumcision is, so I don't want anybody to even try to compare circumcision with piercing a baby girl's ears, because it's not the same. They're not in the same ballpark. It'd be more of a comparison if we were talking about cutting her whole ear off, not just piercing the lobes. So it's not any painful than a routine vaccination. It's really quick. There's no blood. There's no removing of a body part. And when she's older, if she decides that she doesn't want to have her ears pierced, then she can just take them out, and they'll close up, and she can go about her business. But I really don't think that she's going to be psychologically harmed in any way because we've decided to pierce her ears. I think she will like it. So, and if she doesn't, like I said, she can just take them out. Okay, there's my stance on that. Next one, breastfeeding versus formula feeding. With Jaden, like I said, I had him when I was really young. I didn't do a whole bunch of research on different things, but I was smart enough to know that breastfeeding was best. I knew that. But I didn't really understand the whole process of breastfeeding, how it actually worked. So I did end up exclusively pumping because I just could not get over my fear of breastfeeding in public. I couldn't breastfeed in front of family members. I was just way too modest to try to do something like that, especially when my friends and family, nobody that I have ever known has breastfed. So I was really uncomfortable doing it. So I exclusively pumped, basically. I did nurse him a little bit directly from the breast, but not much at all. And that lasted 8.5 months before my milk completely dried up. And throughout that process, he was being supplemented with formula. It was never 100% breast milk because I would always fall short and have to supplement with formula. And then once he turned 8.5 months, he was on formula completely. So thank goodness for formula. It's fabulous. It's great for those who need it. But with her, she is 5 weeks old. She has not had a single drop of formula, and I hope to keep it that way. I really don't want to have to give her any formula. And I'm a huge advocate for breastfeeding. When I see people breastfeeding out in public, I want to rush up to them and give them like a high five and be like, yes, you're breastfeeding. Good for you for doing the best thing you can for your baby. So yes, I think breast is best. So with that being said, I don't judge you if you are going to use formula. If you're going to use formula, go ahead. That's your business. My sister actually is due with a baby in February, and she's going to formula feed. And I really wish that she would at least try breastfeeding, but that's not what she's chosen to do, so I gotta support that decision. But with that being said, I still really wish every single woman would at least try to breastfeed. I know breastfeeding's hard. It's challenging, especially those first 2 weeks. It's hard work. And you run into bumps along the road sometimes with breastfeeding, but it's totally worth it, and I think that you should at least give it a try. Spanking. I am against spanking. I was actually spanked growing up, and it did teach me to fear my parents. Well, my mom was the only one that spanked. My dad didn't. So it got so bad where when she would walk by me, sometimes I would flinch. Like, that's how scared I was of her, because she would spank me. So there was this ledge in the living room, and I had to put my hands up on it, and then my mom would spank me with either a belt and leave welts on my leg, her hand, a book, anything that she could get her hands on she would use. We lived out in the woods, she'd make me go pick my own switch and switch me up and down my legs. So yeah, I hated it. I hated it. So I decided that I was never going to do that with Jaden, ever. But I will have to admit that I am guilty of, you know, swatting at his hands every now and then, or swatting his butt. But it's never anything that is going to really cause him pain. He never even really says ow or anything. And I know that I really shouldn't even do that. Honestly, I'm not proud of it, but I am only human, and, you know, sometimes when, you know, you're trying to talk to them and they won't listen to you and you've said it 50 million times, you know, sometimes you get a little frustrated. So, but I would never spank him the way I was spanked when I was growing up.
Well, that's called abuse.
The next one is co-sleeping, and if you watch my videos, you know, yes, we co-sleep. We co-sleep with both of the kids. Jaden will be 4 in next month, and Coralie is 5 weeks, and they both sleep in the bed with us. We have a king-size bed, and they both sleep with us. I told myself that I would never co-sleep with a newborn, because when Jaden was a newborn, he never slept in the actual bed with us. But when we brought Coralie home, somebody refused to sleep in her arm's reach co-sleeper, and I was desperate for sleep. So I tried having her in our bed, and it worked like a charm, and she sleeps very well in our bed. And she sleeps on my side of the bed away from Thomas, because Thomas is a very heavy sleeper, so she sleeps on my side, and she sleeps kind of tummy to tummy with me, because we nurse laying down, side nursing in the bed, so that's how she sleeps. So yep. And as far as how long we'll have Jaden sleep in the bed, I really don't know. Probably until he decides that he is ready to sleep by himself, which I don't see that happening anytime soon, because he rarely will even go to bed by himself. He wants me to come lay down with him. He goes, "Mommy, will you come lay with me?" So he really enjoys co-sleeping, and I really enjoy it too, especially when he was younger, because, you know, he would wake up in the middle of the night and have to go pee, and I like being right there next to him to take him to the bathroom. I like being right there next to him when he wakes up and wants a drink of water or anything like that. I like him being right there, and honestly, I couldn't even imagine him being in another room late at night. I like him being where I can see him, where, you know, I know he's safe, and I know if he needs anything in the middle of the night, I'm right there to get whatever he needs, and I just really enjoy that. Home versus public versus private versus charter schools. So our kids will be attending public school. I think I went to public school. I think public schools are great as long as you're in a nice school district, which we are. And as you guys know, I'm going to school. I will be graduating in May with my public teaching license. So obviously, I think public schools are good. So that's what they'll be doing. And if for some reason we'd have to pull them out for something, then we would do that then. But they're going to at least try out public school first. Vaccines. We do vaccinate. Coralie didn't get her. She hasn't had any vaccinations yet. I haven't really decided what we're gonna do as far as vaccines go with her. If we're gonna do a delayed schedule, if we're gonna omit a few and get some of them. I haven't really done the research yet. But Jaden's fully vaccinated, and I do plan to get her vaccinated. I just don't know which vaccines we're getting and when we will be getting them yet. But as of right now, she hasn't had any yet. Medicating babies. Obviously, if the baby needs medication for a medical reason, then yeah, I will medicate them, but I will always try natural things first. I mean, obviously, medication when needed is important. Jaden is on growth hormone shots. He's on a thyroid pill and also on a thyroid pill, so obviously he needs those. So yeah, I'm going to give him his medication. But we do try to avoid things like Tylenol and stuff unless they really, really need it. Cloth versus disposables. I think everybody knows where I stand on this one.
Yay, Huggies!
We cloth diaper. With Jaden, he was very sensitive to the chemicals in disposables, so we switched to cloth diapering when he was a toddler. And she has been cloth diapered since day one. She has never had a disposable diaper on, and I absolutely love it. I would never want to go back to disposables. I think cloth diapers are cuter, they're more fun, and they are easier on their skin. So
they're also easier on my wallet after about 3 months.
And they're cheaper. So all in all, win-win for cloth diapering. I love it, and I don't see myself ever using disposables again. Cry it out method. I think Thomas and I have differing views on this.
We do.
Do we?
Yeah.
I can't stand to see my babies cry. I do not like it. I want to rush to their side and try to make them stop as quickly as possible. So I think that, I don't know. But I mean, if I have her laying on the bed or something and I'm trying to get something done, like for instance today I was trying to put clothes up. She was fussing a little bit, and I couldn't go to her right then. I was busy doing stuff, so yeah, she cried a little bit.
That's not cry out method. That's whine for a second.
Yeah.
Mom, I want your attention.
Okay, I let her whine, but yeah, when it comes to full-blown crying, I would never just sit there and let her cry herself to sleep. But then again, she is only 5 weeks old.
We tried it with Jaden when he was probably, what, 12, 18 months old?
A year.
A year? And we did it one night, and it worked really well. He went to bed, and the next night we tried it, and you went in there and picked him up and ruined it. He probably would have been sleeping by himself by now. Even if it was still in our room, he would have been in a toddler bed. But no, Captain Big Heart.
Thomas back there. Okay, so I'm against the cry it out method, but he's for it. So.
Come here, Jaden.
Okay, that's it. That was longer than I was expecting, but yep, that's it. And yeah, I tag everybody who's watching this to do this same tag, and we will see you later. You say bye, Coralie. Say bye bye.
Go to the camera and say bye, Jaden.
Bye bye.
Go, go, go.
Look at the camera.
Run.
Look at the camera. That's not the camera. That's not the camera. Look at the camera.
Jaden.
Bye bye.
Jaden, show Coralie where the camera is.
Now, Coralie. Oh, don't touch the lens. It'll get it blurred. Oh, my nose itches. Here, you want to say bye? Here, come back here. Ouch. All right.
Bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye, guys.
Brown, brown, white.
Bye, guys. Bye.
Oh, you kitty baby.
Is that your sissy? Aww. You love your sissy?
It was what did you lean on me for?
Because she loves you too.